Your pain is psychosomatic. It's all in your head. You're a malingerer. You're making it up. Now, if you've heard these before, you just know how hurtful and how terrible it can be when you hear this from someone that you like, someone that you respect, perhaps even someone who you've paid to actually give you advice about your pain. I'm here to tell you that it probably isn't. It's probably none of those things. Your pain is real, it's there, but it may not be there for the reason that you think that it is. So today, we're going to be talking about the way that pain works and why people can label things like psychosomatic, it's all in your mind, or malingering, when the reality is it's not that at all. It's actually the way that your brain is interpreting the signals coming from your body. My name's Chris, I'm the director of the Headache and Pain Management Centre, and we treat a lot of headaches, migraines, low back and neck pain, and generally this pain has been there for a very, very long time. And of course, we see many patients that have been through the ringer, that have had this pain for quite a long time, and they think they're going crazy really with the amount of things that they've tried that haven't worked. They're not sure why their pain is there, and quite often they can be labelled as you're making it up, or that the pain is psychosomatic. Now, what we've found over a lot of experience is that a lot of this pain is actually there because of an overly sensitized nervous system. Okay, so when pain is there for longer than it needs to be, when it's no longer there because it's warning the brain that you're going to burn your finger off because you've got your hand on the frying pan, your foot's going to burn off because you're walking on the hot road, or it's stinging in the skin because there's something sharp, prickly, or maybe an insect bite or something. When it's there for a much longer time, your brain, your nervous system becomes sensitized. Now, you have to bear with me here because it's a little bit complicated to understand, but if you've ever been labelled with the psychosomatic brush before, I think what I'm about to tell you is going to be very, very useful and very, very helpful. Here's the thing, when it comes to pain, okay, one belief that a lot of people have about pain is that there must be something wrong with the tissues. There must be something wrong with a nerve. There must be something wrong with a muscle or a ligament or a joint. There must be some damage that's happening to your body. But the matter of fact, it's actually more to do with your brain's overly sensitized warning system, overly sensitive alarm system. It's very similar to when the fire alarm goes off when you've just got a piece of bread in the toaster. It's too sensitive, it's picking up the toast rather than looking after the fire, telling you about something that's really actually dangerous. It's actually telling you something that isn't dangerous at all. So how does chronic pain and how does pain that's been there for a long time actually relate to this? Well, when it comes to pain that's been there for quite a while, what it means is that your brain is interpreting signals that are coming from your body, okay? And those signals can be chemical, they can be physical, they can be mechanical, or they can be driven by adrenaline as well. Those signals are coming into your brain for processing, and instead of your brain going, well, we think that signal's okay, we think that signal's nothing to worry about, what your brain starts to do is it starts to interpret normal signals as being abnormal. Okay, so something that normally wouldn't cause pain starts to cause pain to happen. Now, if you're like a lot of my patients who have had pain for quite a long time, it might even get to the point where even thinking about doing the painful movement might hurt. If you've had a whiplash injury, you might even consider that even thinking about checking that blind spot gives a little bit of tightness down the neck or into the shoulder. If it was something where you picked up a low box off the ground, or you've done some vacuuming 20 or 30 years ago, even looking at the vacuum cleaner might make that bottom part of your back hurt, maybe a bit of a pain into your glute. Now, people in the past have described this as psychosomatic, okay, that you're just making it up. You're willing the pain to be there. Nothing's happening to you, so, the pain's there, you're just making it up. No, it's rubbish. It's absolute garbage. It's nonsense. It's actually a really finely tuned, well-defined, built-in way that your brain protects you so hard that even looking at something might hurt. So if you think of an analogy where perhaps you're watching a sporting event and you look at the player on the screen and it might be a really nasty, say a broken leg or a dislocated shoulder, and just looking at that image makes you go, oh, gee, that's a little bit nasty, I wouldn't want that happening to me. Now, our body obviously sees that visual image, it looks at it, but it's not us that's experiencing that tissue damage, but for some reason, our brains go, oh, I really don't like that. And that, oh, I really don't like that feeling is a protective response to tell you and your brain that really, I really want to avoid breaking my arm or dislocating my shoulder. That is a really normal response to have. However, when you have chronic pain, when you have persistent pain, when you've had pain that's been there for a very long time, even looking at normal movement or considering movement that isn't in any way dangerous to you gives that same response. Okay, so it gives that same protective response to your brain as looking at a broken leg or looking at a dislocated shoulder while you're watching that sporting event. So this can lead you to think with your conscious brain that perhaps you're crazy, that looking at that vacuum cleaner or picking up that box or even thinking about sitting in the car for half an hour is actually causing pain, when in reality the pain is real, the pain is there, but it's not there because of the tissues, it's there because your brain is trying to look after you and trying to protect you. It's trying to stop you from doing any further harm. So when you have persistent pain, long story short, your brain is overprotecting. It's a fire alarm going off with a piece of toast in the toaster. If you want to extend it, it's kind of like that piece of toast in the toaster. The fire alarm goes off, the riot squad come in, the police come in, and the fire brigade are hosing down your house. It's a really big overreaction by your nervous system that isn't in your conscious control, not in your conscious control, that's causing this issue to happen. So far from being psychosomatic, which by definition is you're willing the pain on, you want it to be there to get out of doing things. No, that's not true at all. It's actually your brain working at a subconscious level, your nervous system working at a subconscious level to protect you from danger, okay? What do you do about it? That's the next question. What is it that you need to do about this? Well, it's about identifying how pain works, understanding how pain is affected by the nerves coming in, by your brain sort of melding the nerves together, melding the signals together, and then producing an output, which is your experience. So there's a lot more that I can talk about with that. I could go on for hours about all that, but the key take-home message is knowing about your pain, knowing what you can and can't do, and then graded movement, graded strength will actually get the job done to make your pain experience much less of a burden than what it currently is. If you've got any questions about that, please type in below. I'm more than happy to start a conversation with you. There's plenty of stuff on our Facebook page, on our YouTube page, on the website as well. Much more information about all of that. And I hope that has been very helpful, because the pain is not in your head. Your pain is actually in your brain. Not in your head, in your brain. Hope you can have a think about that, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers and bye for now.